And here we go.
What is up, everybody? My name is Mike from the Super Wheeler Bros, and we are back once again to review The Walking Dead Season 7. This time, we're looking at Episode 9, the mid-season premiere, entitled Rockin' the Road. So let's get into it. This week, we finally got The Walking Dead back. It has returned from its hiatus, and we did not get a disappointing episode at all. It wasn't quite as exciting as some of the earlier episodes in the season, but we got a really good overall episode. We meet up with our group, and it just feels good to have them all together and them really working towards a goal. We've been so segregated this season that it seems like it's been a little disjointed, and especially with them jumping around to different storylines instead of integrating them. Earlier in the season, it really caused some pacing issues, and even though, once again, this was a little bit longer of an episode, I believe it was with commercials, it was more like an hour and 10 minutes rather than the normal standard hour, we were able to visit with all of our characters, and we finally got to get our group to meet King Ezekiel. And though Rick wanted him to join the fight, and you could really tell that he was doing his best to get Ezekiel to join the fight against the Saviors, it was to no avail. But he did grant Daryl some sanctuary so that the Saviors couldn't find him, as they've never been inside the kingdom's walls. This whole setup was very interesting, and I enjoyed the interaction between everybody. I loved the little bit of humor that kind of permeated this scene, where Rick goes, "Tiger." Just didn't expect to see that. It was really well done, had a little bit of levity in there, which is good because this season's been really rough. So it was a good way to get back into the setup of this season. Gregory, man, he's definitely just a coward, and he couldn't get Gregory to join the fight either. And it's really starting to be annoying with Gregory, but that's okay. Xander Berkeley does a great job as Gregory and portraying that kind of weaselly character. What the best part of the episode, obviously, is once we're trying to get back to Alexandria so that they don't have to worry about the Saviors since they're coming back, is when they stop on the road and they see all the cars blocking, they move them out of the way, and they've got the two cars with the explosives. They get all the explosives because it's so vital for them to have some kind of weaponry in order for them to even compete with the Saviors. And it's so great that we made them work together and got everything kind of flowing in the right direction. But the coolest part, obviously, was the limbo line that was created. What a great idea. What a cool special effect. And even after they got through that first bit of the horde so that they could press on with the explosives, Rick and Michonne on the same page, but in a real danger. They looked really surrounded. And it is true, and Rick is right at this point, the dead don't govern them. It's the other people. The dead aren't as much of a threat. Sure, they can still be a threat, but it seems like they almost don't bother them at this point. 7 seasons in, they've really taken control of that aspect. So it's great to see everybody on the same page, ready to fight and make this Rise Up portion of the season really, really effective. It wasn't a perfect episode. There were some parts that dragged a little bit, and, a couple weird lines of dialogue, with Sasha and Rosita talking about sleeping with the same dead guy. That was a little weird, We didn't really see much about what happened to Father Gabriel, other than at the beginning of the show. It's made it look like he's jumped ship, taken all the food, but clearly we see Father Gabriel have a figure in the back of that car rise up, so they've obviously kidnapped him. And I believe that this has been the new group that has been discovered right at the end of the episode when they go looking for Father Gabriel. My favorite part of the episode was after the obviously awesome, limbo line that took out half of a horde of zombies. There was Rick, where you can finally get an indication that our Rick Grimes that we know and love is definitely back. And that's with that huge smile at the end of them being surrounded by all these people with all these guns. He's just like, all right, let's do this. And it was a great way to end the episode, a good teaser for next week, a good cliffhanger. These are the kinds of cliffhangers that are good, you know, that kind of propel you into further shows, and not what they did at the beginning of this season at the end of last season. So I'm really happy that The Walking Dead has picked up steam. I am going to be reviewing the entire first half of the season and give predictions on who I think may or may not make it to the end of this season very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that. If I'm going to score this episode of The Walking Dead, it is going to get a very solid 8 out of 10. Definitely not the best episode of the season, but it definitely was an enjoyable and exciting episode. Tell me what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you somewhere in between? How's this season going for you so far? I definitely want to talk to you about that, so leave the comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or thoughts that you guys have on the episode. If you enjoyed this review, definitely give us a like. It really helps us out. And if you want more great content just like this and more reviews, definitely hit that subscribe button. My name is Mike from the Super Wheeler Bros, and as always, my friends, have yourselves a super week.